Hello there. Well, we're up this morning and it's viral. Prime Minister Keir Starmer's awkward stepping forward at the international summit. It was shocking. It was embarrassing. From what I can understand, he was Sir Keir was believing that Donald Trump had invited him to speak, but before being abruptly ignored. Now this has already entered the archive of diplomatic embarrassments. Within hours this footage has gone viral and Starmer's uncertain authority on the world stage. What was intended as a moment of statesmanlike participation in the Gaza peace announcement instead became a viral symbol of awkwardness, over-eagerness and political misjudgment. Starmer's attendance at the summit followed Trump's success, and indeed a surprise success, in brokering a ceasefire between Israel and the Hamas. The Prime Minister's team clearly saw this event as an opportunity to align Britain with an historic peace breakthrough. Yet the optics told a different story. Trump, he dominated the stage with his characteristic theatrical confidence, while Starmer looked like a secondary figure, struggling to find his place. In the era of instant clips and global memes, such moments matter far more than they might have in previous decades. Unbelievable. The humiliation was not simply about the body language. It underscored a wider problem for Starmer, the sense that he is a cautious manager rather than a natural leader. Now, Trump, he just projects dominance, and Boris Johnson once projected exuberant confidence. Starmer's demeanour, it feels tentative, careful, and even submissive. And that contrast played out painfully in real time on the world stage. For Labour, the incident arrived at the worst possible moment. Having campaigned on restoring Britain's respect abroad, Starmer now finds himself accused of embodying the opposite. His critics argue that the episode encapsulates a government more comfortable with moral statements than hard power or diplomatic assertiveness. The Labour Party's communications operation initially led to downplay the incident. What did they say? A light misunderstanding. But such explanations rarely survive the churn of online ridicule. In political terms, perception quickly becomes reality. A leader mocked internationally risks being diminished domestically as well. Polling analysts note the public impressions of weakness can harden faster than they can be repaired. This is not the first time though Starmer has been caught in awkward or tone-deaf moments, as he liked to say. From minor verbal slips such as the return of the sausages, hostages, that gaffe at the Labour conference, to misjudged rhetoric on immigration and the criminal justice. His leadership often seems overly scripted and reactive. The Labour Party, meanwhile, struggles to define a clear post-Brexit foreign policy identity. pro-European but not rejoining, Atlanticist but diplomatically hesitant, moralistic but light on strategic vision. To critics, the result is an administration that looks like an extension of the technocratic managerialism of recent years. A government that can process but not inspire. The one that's inherited more of a civil service continuity. That has created fresh direction. The Trump incident merely it just crystallises that impression in one viral clip. Well, recovery for Starmer, I think, is possible, but it will require qualities that Starmer has yet to display convincingly: humour, confidence, and narrative control. He could diffuse the humiliation by owning it, acknowledging the awkwardness, perhaps even laughing at himself, and then shifting focus to the substance, such as Britain's humanitarian contributions to Gaza's reconstruction, or its diplomatic engagement within the region. More broadly, he must show that he can lead, not merely administrate. That means projecting a clearer vision of Britain's role in the world, investing in foreign policy credibility, and proving that Labour's moral seriousness can coexist with an assertive strategy. Without that balance, that party, the Labour Party, risks appearing as the timid custodians of decline. Well-meaning, competent, but devoid of a spark. Now, in short term, this episode's going to continue. It's going to continue to haunt Labour. Political opponents will replay this endlessly. They'll jump right on the bandwagon. And in the shorthand, for Starmer's perceived weakness, for a Prime Minister only, months into his term, this is going to be a damaging narrative to have cemented so early. But this humiliation isn't fatal. History's shown that leaders can rebound from far worse. What matters is whether Starmer learns from it. If he remains defensive and robotic, the image will harden into caricature. If he becomes more self-aware and assertive, the moment could eventually lead to an early misstep on the road to maturity. But for now, through symbolism, it's cruelly simple. At the moment when Britain sought to reassert itself, its leader looked lost. Hey, where am I going? And his party, striving to project competence, found itself once again the butt of international laughter. Oh my goodness. I could not believe it, and in fairness, I felt sorry for him, because that is a man clearly out of his depth. He's in the wrong job. In the meantime, take care. Bye now.